Hello, everyone, and welcome to the next episode of Connect Pod Behind the Beauty, which is your go to source for everything trending in the industry, from uncovering product innovations and discovering real time trends and happenings. I'm Raya.
And I'm Jonathan, and we're coming to you with a special segment today on fashion and jewelry styling. And I have to say, we have a wonderful guest with us. We had to bring her on board when we're talking about fashion and jewelry. Ashley Correia, welcome to the pod.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate being here.
Yeah.
So much fun to have you here, Ashley. Thank you for joining us. So, listen, Ashley, we have a few segments that we're going to go through today. Okay. So, we call it our beauty pulse. So, we're going to talk about four different things. First, it's going to be meet the muse and get to know Ashley. The second one is the power of style stories. Then we're going to move to statement makers and then from guide to grid. So, let's meet the muse and get to know Ashley. So tell the audience a little bit about yourself so that they could get to know you.
Of course. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Ashley Correia. I'm from Toronto, Ontario. I actually do Avon as a side business. My full-time job is actually a real estate agent and assistant to a luxury real estate agent here in Toronto. So definitely busy when the market's hot, which right now it's kind of slow, but we'll take it as it goes. I decided to join Avon about 6 years ago. It was New Year's Eve in 2020. And I decided to hit that join button, and I've loved it and enjoyed it ever since. I've made so many different connections and relationships, and it's just, it's something that gives you a little extra to do on the side, and more of a social life as well.
That's amazing. I love it. New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
I'm so intrigued. Like, what took you to the site on New Year's Eve?
We popped the champagne and I was bored. And I'm like, what else could I fill my time with? It was also 2020 where things started to kind of shut down. So yeah, I just thought about the nostalgia of it. And, my friend's mom sold it. My mom used to buy it. I used to see the catalogs. And back then I even remember the Regal catalogs, if anyone remember those. And I'm like, you know what? Let's just hop into it. I'm already in sales, so it's just another extra on top.
Exactly. That's great. Thank you for sharing with us.
My
Now, Jonathan, do you want to take us to the next segment?
Yes, so this one is called The Power of Style Stories. And right now, fashion is more than just what we wear, right? It's how we express ourselves, how we have fun. It's all about embracing individuality and showing how to wear it your way. It's very unique. And I have one question here that I think is just in the back of my head. Ashley, when you think of like styling a look, how do you start? Is it from like a key piece that you're like, oh, I love this piece, I'm going to style around it? Is it from a specific color scheme or maybe a mood? Where does the journey begin?
I would say that changes on a day to day.
Okay.
Most times I go with just my mood. Sometimes I want something easy, so I'll slip on something like a jumpsuit. Other days I want to be a little bit more intricate in my design, and I might, choose a top and then from that top build something else. So I can't say I go with one specific way, but more times than not, I will go with how I'm feeling.
Actually, I have a question. Now
Mhm.
that you're talking about, maybe it's like a piece of clothing or a piece of jewelry, we see that you have some gorgeous jewelry on today. And the sweater is quite beautiful. And I see even
Yeah.
something hiding in the back. So tell us about today's look.
So this is I believe it's called Ruby Red Elegance set.
Uh-huh.
It's a necklace and the earrings. I don't know if I can
Ooh.
get close enough for everyone to see everything.
That's so beautiful.
And then the sweater is the ivory knit sweater. It is beautiful as well. Oh, I'm also wearing the skirt. You can see a peek
Oh,
there. And
if you,
then this is the faux fur jacket that I got to model back at Connect. Super
yes.
warm. So on days like today where, it's chilly outside, it's just a nice little slip on and just an added little piece.
And
This
Ashley,
is just a gorgeous jacket. And for those
yes.
who saw Ashley in the fashion show, she worked that jacket and that skirt. You guys have to go back and watch.
The first time I really got to know you, Ashley, was before we even met. I
Yeah.
think we were doing the rehearsal for the walk, and I just so
Mhm.
happened to catch it. And the way you strutted the
I
clothing,
know.
it was just like, wow, who is she? I need to be her friend. This was so awesome. It
I
was,
Thank
know.
you.
it was natural.
You
Thank
just brought
you.
like a whole new energy to the place, and everybody just went wild. I'll never forget. It was so much fun.
A lot of people started to get to know you, and maybe some of their first impressions were you on the fashion show in that runway style. So you might have gotten questions, and I have to ask for our viewers because they're probably wondering too. When you style uh, and using all of those techniques to put them together, whether it's feeling or mood, how does that translate to when someone asks you for fashion advice?
So when it comes to other people, even for myself, I always say, your fashion, what you're wearing is a freedom of expression. You need to be authentically you. So you need to feel good in what you're wearing. And of course, you might want to make sure that whatever you're wearing kind of pairs with your body shape as well. So yeah, I primarily just say, be authentically you. If you feel comfortable in it and you feel like you're just strutting your stuff, go for it, right? Maybe add a little something just to give you that little bit extra of like a pizzazz. Um, but I don't think anyone can tell you, what you should or shouldn't wear rather than tell you what might look a little bit better this way.
Hmm. Absolutely. And like to your point, it's all about your personality shining through
Mhm.
what you feel like that day. Because sometimes you're gonna like you'll see me super dressed up, and another day I'm just in jogging pants. I'll still style them a certain way and I'll still accessorize, but it really depends on how I'm feeling and how I want that to reflect.
Yeah.
Do you feel the same way, Jonathan?
Okay, so I have to agree with both of you. Sometimes for my guy friends that ask me for some styling advice, I always lean into saying, first and foremost, you wear whatever you want to wear that's going to make you feel like Ashley, like you said, that's going to make you strut a little bit with more of that oomph. So nothing is out of the table. But like you said, if we're styling and maybe picking things specific, it's just asking those questions about their personality, how they want to feel, and really like how certain clothes make certain people feel. And I think it's all about encouragement and empowerment. Some of my friends are like, "Well, I could never wear that." I'm like, "Well, because you never thought you could, but I think you can."
Mhm.
It's just
Mhm.
shedding a different perspective onto the situation that makes it so much fun.
Yeah, I actually had an experience with my friend recently for her baby shower. And we went to Winners because who doesn't shop at Winners? And she was pulling dresses and she was trying them on. Some of them looked great, although she didn't feel great, and some of them weren't the best on her. I ended up pulling up a two-piece, and she has more of an apple shape. So she was pulling a lot of stuff that was kind of hugging the hips, and I'm like, girl, you can't do that or you shouldn't do that. It just doesn't look the best on you, right? And we pulled this two-piece that kind of hugged just below the bust and flared out, and it had like a pencil skirt. And she put it on, she lit up, I lit up. I'm like, that's the piece. We're going with that, right? So just the simple things that just make such a difference when you're trying on clothes and trying to style something.
Absolutely. And I feel like You really got you took a deep dive into that styling guide because I hear a lot of reference. You're starting to look a lot at the body shapes and you know exactly what goes best with which body shape, which is wonderful to hear, Ashley. I'm so excited.
It was a great tool for Avon to provide, so thank you for that.
Oh, thank you for using it. And I can't wait to hear more about others as well, exploring it and how it's growing their business and their own
Mhm.
fashion sense.
Yeah.
So this takes us to our next segment, which is statement makers. So it's all about accessories. So they're the ultimate storytelling tools. They could change an entire outfit or mood and set the tone really for you. So layering necklaces, like I love to do, you can mix metals, you can use bold structural earrings that are super in right now. So people are drawn to versatile jewelry that adds personality to your everyday look. So, my question for you, Ashley, is how do you decide when to go minimal as opposed to really statement when it comes to jewelry?
I would say day to day I'm minimal usually. If anyone saw my reel that I did recently with the holiday glam jewelry set, I love to sleep in. So I do not
Fair.
give myself enough time in the morning to think about everything. And sometimes I'll prepare something at night, and by the time morning comes, I just look at it, don't want to use it. So I'm usually very minimal in the morning. I'll do like a charm, or I have some like necklaces that have like little gems on it. Pieces like this, I usually wear on, holidays or special occasions, or the random times when I'm going to work and I do feel like I want to just pop out. I do have big, bold pieces like this that I'll put on. So I would say it's more based off of my mood versus when I want to be bold or minimal.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay, so with that, what do you say to others when they ask you for some fashion advice?
Similar to what I said before, it's a freedom of expression. So you should truly feel, you know, good in what you're wearing. Um, Tips that we have on the styling guide go a long way. So if you are looking for, some tips and tricks on what to do and how to dress, I more now than before, I lean towards a styling guide because there's just so many things on there that help me to give that advice and give advice that actually is going to help the person. But again, it should circle back to feel good in what you're wearing. Sometimes it doesn't matter what someone says. You should just, always feel and look what you think is your best.
Yeah, it's all about empowerment
Yeah.
and that connection that you build, whether it's, just asking those questions and really exploring what, what the person feels best in. That's
Yeah.
what it's all about.
Mhm.
So now we get into our next segment, which is from guide to grid. So we spoke about the styling guide at Connect, and now we want to bring it to life here. So let's imagine you want to post a style story on social media using one of the tips from the guide.
Mhm.
How can you make it educational and at the same time engaging with your audience?
So when I think about that, as much as I spoke about body shape, I would probably lean towards color theory because I think a lot of people dismiss color theory. They just kind of think about the shape of their body and then plop whatever they want on. And sometimes certain colors just wash you out. So when it comes to that, we think about it like our foundation. Are we warm tone? Are we cool tone? Are we neutral? Right? Because that will dictate the type of colors that are going to look best on us. I know for me, I'm more of a warm. So I got those green tones in my veins. So there's certain colors that when I put on, I just look like I'm pale, or, maybe it shows a little bit more red in my face. So I would take the color theory, and put that up with something engaging. Maybe in the caption, there'll be something on there that says, this is what color theory is about, cool tones, warm tones, neutral tones. Comment below with X emoji if you're warm tone and X emoji if you're cool tone and Y emoji if you're neutral. And that way you get some engagement going. And you might tell them some tips and tricks via DM on what would work best for them based on their tone.
That's a great idea.
Speaking of great idea, I was just going to ask that question, Ashley, and you said it already. It's like,
Oh, sorry.
no, it was perfect. It was beautifully and seamlessly working into what I was wanting to ask was how can we make that hook, that engagement in there? And instantly when you talked about color theory, I leaned in because I was like, oh, I don't know much about that, you know? Or for those who do, it's still engaging to get other people's opinions on how they style using color theory. But I think that's a really cool, engaging hook when it comes to social media
Yeah.
and utilizing things and knowledge from that category to reel people into really understanding and being thoughtful about the pieces that they wear.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yeah, I actually had like a little hook, a question, because I find questions catch people most.
Yeah.
So, I was kind of thinking of something along the lines of, ever notice how some colors make your skin glow while others make you look kind of tired?
Oh,
I'm leaning in because I'm like, I'm looking tired. Mm.
that's absolutely true. And you might not even think about those things, colors, how like they suit you and how they make you look, and it just changes because I mainly stick to a lot of blacks, especially in
Yeah.
winter. Black, gray, like navy blue. But as soon as I put on a different color that goes with my undertone, which is also warm, by the way, like you just feel like you light up and you get more compliments. You
Yeah.
get a lot of compliments, and it's just because you picked the right color. So that has a huge play in there.
Yeah, that's for sure. I definitely see that myself. There are certain pieces of clothing that I'll put on and, I'll get compliments and I could wear something that's similar but in a different color and, people just kind of walk right by. So
Yeah.
it
It's
makes a
all it's
huge
all the
difference.
secret. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we could do a whole entire segment on color theory. Ashley, I think you'd agree too. Like that's a class on its own for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
There's a lot, just the styling guide gives you just the tip of the iceberg and then you can just dive so much deeper.
Absolutely.
Have to do some homework on that. And Rhea, do we have anything else on our list of things to talk about while we have Ashley on with us?
I think it's time to wrap it up, Jonathan.
I think so. Ashley, do you have any last comments for someone who's trying to get into uh, styling them up?
I would just, like I've been saying, be authentically you. Don't be afraid to shine, which whatever light you have.
That's
I
so beautiful.
I love
Thank
that.
you.
Yes, and I think that wraps up our entire little segment here. Ashley, it has been such a wonder having you on and really getting to talk to you about those fashion tips. And I see now why you had that strut in your walk. You just wear it with confidence and you know what you want to wear. And I think that's beautiful.
Thank
Exactly.
you.
It's her whole personality. And thank you for sharing like very insightful comments. I loved everything you shared with us today. And thanks again for joining us.
Well, thank
And
you guys again for having me on. And, it's always a pleasure to speak.
thank you. And that's all the scoop on what's behind the beauty. So make sure to tune in with our video on YouTube or on Spotify. And either way, we'll see you there. Bye bye, everyone.
Everyone.